So, welcome to In the Interim. I'm Dante. This is Dante Dakada, and In the Interim is where I shoot a little video in the in between time of me making like the big story stuff. And the reason is because I want to be consistency. So this is the first In the Interim. It's what I'm calling it. Before it was just like me doing commentary, but now it's actually has a name so that I can, kind of individualize everything and kind of have it where it's supposed to be and organize it. I wanted to talk about the mask thing. Got my mask here, not wearing a mask. I'm sitting in a very empty classroom. When I say empty, I mean there are not even chairs. I'm sitting on the floor. But it's the only place that gets this great direct sunlight, and I love the sun. So there's been a lot of arguments about the whole mask thing in Japan and about how it's not going to change things, and is it going to change things, and people weighing in from international communities, ergo Western communities, about what Japan is doing. Bottom line up front, nobody cares about what the government says. They're going to wear the mask or they're not going to wear their mask. And that's going to be an individual decision. But because Japan is built on peer pressure and bureaucracy, people are going to look around and see what other people are doing, and that means they're going to wear masks. And my school still wears masks. When I'm outside or I'm not around students, I don't wear mine. But I do, for all the trolls, because I'm getting a lot of trolls on Twitter and on Facebook and on Instagram about wearing a mask. I don't care what you think. I don't care what you think you know about masks. It's proven that it's been helpful in preventing people from getting sick. So it is what it is. Now, the extra dynamic here is the social anxiety or the cultural shyness that comes into being Japanese or being in the Japanese community. That's just, hiding your face, hiding your expressions, hiding your insecurities behind a mask. Is something that people were already doing. They didn't need a paper mask to hide their insecurities. You didn't need an N95 mask to hide the things you were afraid of. But now you do. Well, you use it. You don't need it. You use it. And that's what people are doing here. A large part of the mask thing is less biological, less about medicine and more about mentality. And that's fine. I think that that's the weird thing that bothers me about the commentary around masking is the fact that, it bothers people what other people think about doing it. Oh, you're a sheep for wearing a mask. And you're doing more harm to yourself than good. So the fuck what? Leave people alone. How about that? How about we have a culture of minding your own fucking business? And it bothers me to no end that people just can't let people live. So I think that, maybe in this mask situation, people will have this lesson learned. And that lesson is mind your business. Do what you do to take care of yourself. But at the end of the day, mind your business. And I think that's what's happening here. There's shots of Shibuya and things like that on the news the other day, Monday, and people are just going about their lives wearing their masks. I mean, 1 in every 100, I guess, aren't. That's not really scientific. It's just, just looking. I mean, on the train this morning, I wore my mask when there were a bunch of people on the train, but when there wasn't, I wasn't. And the same for a few people in there. I saw a couple of people in my train car. They didn't have their mask on until a bunch of people walked in, and they're like, whoop, put that stuff back on. And that's cool. It is what it is. It is what it is. I'm not going to talk about masks the entire time. I just wanted to cut that. And now we're getting towards the end of the school year, and I'm sure that's going to make it into my story video. Of course I'm sad, of course, all that jazz. But, a new year is upon us, a new school year is upon us, and I'm trying to figure out, how I'm going to address that within this. And last year I tried to do shorts, and do like small little things to show what's going on in the school year. And I don't know how well that was received. I don't know if people actually like seeing that stuff. So if you will, let me know what it is about Japanese school stuff you'd like to know. I'm limited as to what I can show, but I do my best to kind of create this opportunity to share information and to let people kind of understand, or to guide people to understand the differences in systems and things like that. So I have more planned in that arena, and I'll probably do more of in the interim stuff like this to talk about things like that and things that are going on at school. But these last 3 years, I put a lot of work into the students that just graduated, and so I'm feeling a bit of a hangover, emotional hangover, a lack of motivation a little bit. I'm still doing my best because like it's in my being to be 100% all the time. But some parts of me feel like a loss, and so I'm still trying to get it back. And I think over the next couple of weeks, I'll be able to like recover and rededicate myself to the students that will inevitably be mine. Still working on next year's schedule. I'm gonna talk about that, I guess, in the interim, because that is a responsibility of mine, a very special responsibility that not any ALTs or assistant teachers or foreign teachers get to usually do. So I'll talk about how I plan that and all that jazz in the interim. But I kind of just want to talk to you guys because it's been a few weeks since my work video. I mean, I appreciate, the 100 views it got. Hopefully we can amp those numbers up. We need to pump those numbers up. Share the stories, share the experiences. But I'm excited that some people really enjoyed that video, and more to follow. Anywho, I'm going to start prepping for classes because we're I got about 30 minutes to prep. So I'm gonna do a little read ahead, a little Japanese studying to help me in my classes when I have to use Japanese. And other than that, I really appreciate you guys watching this in the interim. Again, a new segment, so I hope you enjoy that. Let me know if you enjoy it, liking, subscribing below. I'm Dante. This is Dante Dakada. Until next time, later.